Ooh, and I don't mean to be rude, but I have to be honest with you. Please stop asking me questions.
People of India and to Indian Americans, I stand before you as the first candidate for Vice President of the United States of South Asian descent.
California's Kamala Harris is the first Indian American U.S. Senator.
And California's Attorney General Kamala Harris has scripted history as she won the U.S. Senate seat from the state, becoming the first Indian American to achieve this feat.
And certainly you could become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Not good.
Oh my God, Janet Jackson, not you! Not you! Not you!
What's going on, guys? We got to talk about Janet Jackson because she is getting destroyed by a bunch of woke leftists that are upset because she is questioning Kamala Harris's race, okay? She doesn't think she's black, okay? Janet Jackson knows the truth, and she had the audacity and the gall to say what the truth was. She was like, wait a minute. I thought her daddy wasn't black. I thought her mom was Indian. You know, the obvious stuff that we all know. Now, I got some important information here that I don't think a lot of people are covering, so definitely stay tuned in the video because I'm going to cover some pretty damning evidence about Kamala Harris's lineage, okay? This information is kind of hard to find and locate because a lot of information is really shoddy in regard to Kamala's father, okay? The mom is pretty straightforward, but the father is what the whole point of the argument is. Trust me, if the evidence was there and it was clear as day, then the leftists would have presented it, and they'd present it every time. They would do a big in your face, and Kamala would be saying, I'm black, I'm black, I'm black, y'all are stupid. But she's not doing that. If you don't notice, she doesn't even mention being black anymore. I don't know if anybody noticed that. I'm going to show you guys the article here from The Guardian. This is who actually interviewed her, is this woke reporter here. You see on the screen, this is a lady, I believe she is from Pakistan, if I'm not mistaken, or somewhere over there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. She has the look, okay? So this lady actually had a meltdown herself. It was like, what? You don't think she's black? There's no video of it. So unfortunately, you guys can't see a video of this particular lady melting down in an interview. She just had an interview with her, and for whatever reason, they didn't put up any video of it. I'm not sure exactly why. But anyway, it says here, I wonder where she stands on the forthcoming election. After all, I say America could be on the verge of voting for its first black female president, Kamala Harris. Janet Jackson says, well, you know what they supposedly said? She's not black. That's what I heard, that she's Indian. Well, where could you have heard that, Janet? It's almost as if Kamala Harris herself has said that.
Indian senator in U.S. history. Certainly you could become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Not good.
I mean, Kamala Harris herself calls herself Indian when convenient, and she, you know, she's running out there in woke behind California, and she calls herself black when she's running for U.S. president. It's really that simple, guys. It doesn't matter if you think she's biracial or not. She leans into one or the other when convenient. You don't see how that could be perceived as pandering. It could be perceived as fake. Like, let's keep it real. But again, there's more information on that because I'm going to really cook some of these woke leftists, so definitely stay tuned. It says she looks at me expectantly, perhaps assuming that I have Indian heritage. So this is the Pakistani lady. Well, she's both, I offer. Her father's white. This is Janet Jackson. Her father's white. That's what I've been told. I mean, I haven't watched the news in a few days. She coughs. Why would you include the fact that they coughed in there? If y'all gonna do that for Janet Jackson, be sure to say that when it comes to Joe Biden. Be like, yeah, Joe Biden coughed. Joe Biden murmured. Joe Biden went off. You don't know what the hell he was talking about. Be sure to do that in his transcripts. Continuing here, Janet Jackson says, I was told they discovered her father was white. That's because her father has identified as white, even though he was born in Jamaica. Okay, so Elon Musk, as a quick point of reference, was born in South Africa. He doesn't consider himself black because he was born in South Africa. This is how stupid a lot of people are. They say because Kamala's father was born in Jamaica, that makes her black. Elon Musk, born in Africa, not black. The people don't, the gears is not connecting, guys. They are not connecting at all, not even close. It's pathetic. The woke interviewer says, I'm floored at this point. Why are you floored? Just say your piece. Janet says her piece and move the F on. What do you mean you're floored? You're an interviewer. How are you floored? It's well known that Harris's father is a Jamaican economist. Yes, I agree with that. Stanford University, who split from the Indian mother. Sure. That don't got nothing to do with being black. Again, born versus actual lineage. My mother understood very well we were raising 2 black daughters, Harris wrote in her book. It doesn't matter what Harris says, because Harris was already running for office. The book that she published is a new book. Let's see, The Truth We Hold. Published on January 8th, 2019, exactly when Kamala Harris was gearing up to run for the presidential election. So she decided to come out and start talking about her blackness right when it came time to run for office for the president of the United States, and not a moment before. And look what else these fools say. The people who are most vocal in questioning the facts of Kamala's identity tend to be hardcore QAnon adjacent, Trump-loving conspiracy theorists. I don't think Janet Jackson falls into this camp, but I do wonder what the algorithms are serving her. Guys, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, for the black folks, it's like, I want to say even the people who support Kamala, it's like 50-50. I want to say maybe majority of black people don't really think Kamala Harris is actually black. People are supporting her, but they don't think that she's black, guys. Like, it doesn't matter if this woke behind interviewer thinks is QAnon adjacent Trump conspiracy theorists. A lot of people who are supporting Kamala don't think she's black either. These people live in a bubble. So, yeah, I mean, I think that this is a normal thing. It's normal to question her race. Unfortunately, a lot of people disagree with that, and they had complete meltdowns.
She's trying to destroy her legacy. Janet Jackson recently sparked some controversy by claiming that Harris is not black. She said that the Democratic 2024 presidential nominee has a white father. And when asked her thoughts about the United States potentially having its first female black president, she said, well, she's not black. I heard that she's Indian. When her brother passed away, he was a complete full-blown white lady. And we still loved and adored him. Janet should have sat this one out.
Who's surprised by Janet Jackson's statement? When the last time Janet Jackson had a black experience in America, let alone a real job? This woman been rich and famous most of her life. She had the luxury of only dealing with her problems and her trauma and her bubble with the money and resources to get professional help. While the rest of us, we have our own trauma and problems to deal with. Aside from that, we have to go work a 9-to-5 and problems and stress to deal with in the job environment. And then we have to interact with this society. I'll tell you this. Regardless of Kamala's race, ethnicity, culture, whatever, she's more connected to the people than Janet Jackson.
It's like you have so much money. Can't you hire an advisor to just train you on how to respond in interviews when it comes to matters not related to art, music? Janet, darling, at this point, you just need to continue doing your concert, basking in your former glory, have people come to your, concert, enjoy your music. But damn, politics, Janet, making the same statement, supporting the statement that Orange made.
Janet Jackson. Kamala said this in her book. She says, my mother understood very well that she was raising 2 black daughters. She also went to a historically black college. She's black.
Listen, Damina Joe, you're going to have to come on here and make a video of you whispering an apology, because this is not good. This is not good. Regardless of how people feel about her, this is not good, especially since we just saw you at Essence.
Janet Jackson is making me want to scream. She's getting real nasty with Kamala Harris. Totally lost the pleasure principle.
Kamala Harris is black. She has a black Jamaican father. She grew up in Oakland, California. She attended Howard University, a historically black college. And most importantly, she says she's black.
Even the fake news came after Kamala. Look, see here. Like, there's article after article Variety. Janet Jackson falsely claims Kamala Harris is not black. The Wrap. Janet Jackson repeats false claim about Kamala Harris. Hollywood Reporter. Janet Jackson questions Kamala's race. Okay, it goes on and on and on. Okay, but then you see previously a lot of these same places say Indian American. Kamala Harris, first Indian American. Over and over again, Indian American. So they were saying that she was Indian American, but then they're literally acting pissed off that other people are either confused about it or questioning it. It's totally ridiculous. Janet Jackson was basically bullied into an apology here. So there's an update, a recent update that came out, says Janet Jackson has issued an apology after claiming that Kamala Harris is not black, echoing an outrageous false claim. I don't think that the news should be going around telling people what is true and what is false. That really doesn't make any sense for them to do, especially considering the fact that they're wrong so often. Anyway, false claim that by Harris's White House rival, Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't start the whole Kamala's not black thing. Donald Trump didn't talk about it at all until they questioned him about her race at NABJ. Okay, the whole DEI hire. I'm sure y'all remember that. Okay, so Janet Jackson, her brother unfortunately passed away, RIP to Tito, passed away recently. So they continue talking about that, and it says Janet Jackson apologizes for any confusion and acknowledges the importance of accurate representation in public discourse. We appreciate the opportunity to address this and will remain committed to promoting unity. So Janet Jackson, or a spokesperson, it says her manager sent this. So Janet didn't send this. Her manager sent it. If I was Janet, I'd be like, yo, y'all kiss my ass. This lady ain't black. That's what I would do. But I'm obviously not Janet. I'm not in Janet's position. Janet got to keep her paper straight. Look, my paper gonna be straight regardless, but I don't know. They probably don't, maybe they don't want her to get protested or something. Who the freak knows? But the thing is, guys, this is what I wanted to show you because I think this is really important to see. Okay, so a lot of you guys, even watching this video, might have been fooled by this. Probably not, but some of you, because there's a picture floating around saying that this is Kamala Harris's grandmother. Okay, so this lady, she looks like a black lady, right? She's at least dark skinned, right? They say it literally says here, Kamala Harris with her grandmother, Beryl, in 1990. Okay, now here's the problem with this for those of you guys who use your brain. Where does this picture source from? Guarantee you guys, you're not going to find where it sources from. Okay, and there's a big important reason for that, because if you go to this website, genie.com, okay, like they got Kamala and they got her alleged grandmother on here. It says her grandmother passed away, okay, in 1960. It says death, 1960. Okay, she lived to be less than 40 years old. Okay, and depending on where you live and how you live, that is normal. Okay, that's how a lot of people used to pass away really early. So 40 years old, less than 40, and she passed away in 1960. Kamala Harris, 1964 is when she was born. So Kamala Harris was literally born, according to this, Kamala Harris was born after the grandmother was already dead. Kamala Harris, if her grandmother passed in 1960 and Kamala Harris was born in 64, then yeah, Kamala Harris, she never met her grandmother. So who the hell is this lady? Now, do we know what's accurate and what's not? Do we know if this website, if Genie is accurate? No. Now, I did go to AI sites, and every AI site that I looked at had the same thing. It had time of death. It said the date was 1960 is when she died. So that means that this picture would have been impossible for this to be Kamala's grandmother. So who the hell is this lady? Nobody knows who it is. It could be anybody. It could be a friend. It could be a family member. It could be AI. We don't know. But people been going around posting this photo saying, it's proof, it's definitive. Fools. I told you Kamala was black. These people, they have confirmation bias. They don't do any research. I did at least I went to the damn website. At least I looked at the dates. 1921. That's a long time ago. Kamala Harris is a full-grown woman in this picture. It's impossible for this to even be the case. And yet they want to rag on Janet Jackson, at least there's one person that I found who had good sense.
What's good, Joe? It's me again, and I'm gonna make something very clear. We not gonna do Miss Janet Demita Joe Jackson like that. We not. We not. Okay? What Janet Jackson said, I guess it was during an interview, when she said, I heard that Kamala Harris was not black. I heard that her mother is Indian and her father is white, Jamaican, but Jamaican is not a race. Okay? She's not wrong. She's not wrong. If you actually look at Kamala Harris's birth certificate, that sucker don't say black nowhere. Okay? How Kamala Harris views black American culture is washing greens in a bathtub, claiming to smoke weed in college, listening to Snoop Dogg and Tupac, even though they weren't even out yet. All right? Wearing Chuck Taylors and DSW Tims. That's her perception of my culture, of Janet's culture. But y'all weird Democrat Negro shills that like to kiss the soles of Kamala Harris's feet is disrespecting a lady that has assumptions, truthful assumptions of somebody who does not respect you or your children. It's sickening to me that you will side with a lady that shows no respect towards your people over somebody who has literally made music uplifting our people. Like, y'all really just gonna ride for Kamala Harris when she doesn't even ride for you, but Janet Jackson has been riding for black people. She's a legend. She's a legend. We're not gonna disrespect legendary people who do good for the greater of black America just to uplift somebody who does the exact opposite. Y'all are weird. A lot of y'all Negro shills are weird.
Even Kamala Harris's father, her own daddy, went in on her for using race politics to her advantage.
There's a family feud on the Democrat side.
Oh, gosh. Do you remember when Kamala Harris, she had that radio interview with Breakfast Club? It was released. We talked about it. She admitted that she smoked pot. When they asked her if she was pro-legalizing marijuana, she said, of course I smoked marijuana. Half my family's from Jamaica. Are you kidding me? Well, her own father had a problem with that. But listen to what she said on the Breakfast Club.
They say you oppose legalizing weed.
That's not true.
I know.
and look, I joke about it, half joking. Half my family's from Jamaica. Are you kidding me?
Have you ever smoked?
I have.
Okay. Like in
And
college,
I inhaled. I did inhale.
Okay.
It's real hysterical for the former attorney general of that state to talk about doing something illegal, laughing about it, giggling about it, and trying to get some traction for it. Among the people that were upset by it, her dad. Donald Harris from Jamaica, an economics professor at Stanford University, says this: my dear departed grandmothers, as well as my deceased parents, must be turning in their grave right now to see their family's name, reputation, and proud Jamaican identity being connected in any way, jokingly or not, with the fraudulent stereotype of pot-smoking, joy-seeking, and in pursuit of identity politics. Man, yeah. What a blast at his daughter who wants to be the next president.
No kidding. He added, and he had sent this statement to Jamaica Global Online. He said, speaking for myself and my immediate Jamaican family, we wish to categorically disassociate ourselves from this travesty. The campaign had no comment.
What I encourage people to do is research things objectively, not from a standpoint of some sort of gotchas, because there's clear evidence on the contrary of what people think about Kamala's race in regard to her being black. There's clear evidence on the contrary to that. Kamala Harris herself hasn't produced anything. All these people looking to provide these gotcha moments haven't produced anything. It's because they can't produce anything. They don't have nothing. They would produce it if they had it. They don't got a damn thing. I'm tired of them pretending like they do when they don't. Name calling and smears is not going to be enough to convince people that Kamala Harris is black, one, and two, that they should vote for her. And for all the dumbasses out there who think that these are good tactics, I'm going to just tell you this one thing. Good luck at the polls, because Donald Trump is coming for that ass, and they about to get their ass whooped on November 5th. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
Always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She is always
But you know
identified
what?
as a black woman.
I
She went to a
respect
historically
either
black
one.
college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear,